Good afternoon and welcome to a cooking vlog thing. Today, we're making frog legs. So, I stole some. I didn't really steal it. I was given it. Dee has been saving it for me for a while for Tyler and I because we love ourselves some frog legs. So, I think this is probably about a pound. I'm not gonna lie, it looks gross in the freezer bag. But they're delicious and I love them. And normally I haven't had fried frog legs or frog legs. Well, no, I had frog legs on the cruise. Haven't had fried frog legs since the last time Papa cooked them, which is a long time ago. So it's been a while, but we're not frying them today. Today we are actually going to, I guess, cook them in a skillet. Anyways, so we have if anybody's seen Meat Eater on Netflix, you know Steve Rinella is a big cook, I guess. You know, he likes to cook the food that he makes and do all these different things with them. And at the end, he always does a recipe or whatever. And so he has a cookbook. So we bought the cookbook, and in the cookbook, there's a frog leg recipe. So today we're gonna make that and try it out and see how it goes. Sorry, hopefully it will be good. And he does give you tips in the book that say if you do want to fry it, just to fry it like fish. But I feel that's easier said than done, because some people season their fried mixture differently, you know? So I liked the way that Papa seasoned it. So I don't know how he seasoned it, which is the difficult part and the part that I'm struggling with. And people are always oh, just fry it. But you fry it differently because you add seasonings to it. But nobody seems to get that. Anyways, that's my little side tangent on fried food and people not understanding that you add seasonings to it. You don't just do flour or whatever. But I'll show you the recipe and then we'll get into chopping up some of the vegetables and kind of getting the frog legs ready. They need to de-thaw a little bit more, so maybe I'll run some hot water on them. And yeah, I've been rambling for 2.5 minutes, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. So this is what it looks like. It looks like it's gonna be so stinking good. And this is the ingredients that he gives. And then here is the actual recipe. This is all the pre-stuff, and he tells you about the frying stuff. But this is how to actually cook it and what we're gonna do with it. I damaged it earlier. I'm very sad. I just moved this over here because I did also want to show that he's got this for multiple game, I guess, where it keeps popping up, where he shows you how to skin it and how to prepare it and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm looking forward to trying some different recipes from this book and testing them out. But today, frog legs. So sorry there's some noise. I got cold, so I put my little heater right here. So that's what that noise is if you're hearing it, which you probably are, because we don't have good microphones on the iPhones, at least not the old ones. But we got all of our vegetables chopped up. So now that that's done, we're gonna work on basically coming over here, taking our frog legs out, and don't worry, I'm gonna move this, I promise. Work on taking our frog legs out of the bowl and out of the packaging. We're gonna rinse them, and then we're gonna let them dry for a second, and then we'll start working on putting the seasoning and the flour and all that jazz. But first, let's clean up our frog legs a little bit, because I have no idea if they've been cleaned or not. Alright, so it is the next day from where we left off yesterday with trying to make the frog legs, and then me discovering that that wasn't actually frog legs, and then I learned today that it's actually the back of frogs. Anyways, long story short, we ended up not cooking it yesterday because A, we didn't know what to do, and B, I was kind of traumatized from the skeleton of the frog. I just didn't like that, but today I'm determined to get over it. Also, I'm wearing a mask because Tyler's for sure sick. I think I might be sick, and we're not sure what we have yet. I don't think it's COVID, but Tyler's got a fever and the chills and achiness and all of that. I just have yellow snot, which is why I think I'm sick. Other than that, I feel fine. But I don't want to contaminate our food, so I just decided that I would wear a mask while I'm making it and preparing it. So that is why I'm wearing a mask, and we are waiting on our results for our COVID and flu test to see if we have either of those, and then from there we'll see what we're gonna do. But anyways, now since we're having a change of plans and we're cooking the frog backs, I'm going to try and cook them in and make them like a gravy. So in the Meat Eater book, there's also a recipe for gravy, so we're going to try that today, and I will just walk you through the process. But I'll show you the recipe, and then we'll chop up some vegetables and do all that stuff first before we get into like actually cooking it. Alrighty, here is the recipe. I think we're going to double it just because I like it a little bit more gravy. That makes sense. But yeah, we're going to chop up the vegetables and just go from there. Alright, now that our couple of little veggies are all chopped up, we're going to come over here, and I seasoned these with salt and pepper, and we're going to kind of brown them a little bit in this pan, and then we're supposed to have like fat or whatever, but we're obviously not going to do that, so we'll use the butter, and then we'll like heat up the butter, and then we will add the onions and the mushrooms and cook all that in the garlic. So I added garlic to it and add salt and cook that, and then once that is cooked, we will sprinkle the flour on top of that and then cook that for a little bit, basically kind of making like a little roux. And then we will add the wine and the deglaze. I don't know what deglaze is. I don't know what they mean by that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Maybe they mean the chicken stock. I don't know. Anywho, so then we'll do that. Okay, so then we'll add the chicken stock, bring it to a boil, whisk it, season with salt and pepper. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. There you have it. That was me turning the frog backs into frog backs and gravy. I didn't finish filming that day because I just started feeling tired and just ran out of steam. But I ended up getting strep, and Tyler, had the flu, so it was just kind of a mess of a week. Long story short, it just did not go the way we planned, and we both slept in our different sides of the house, so that way we wouldn't contaminate each other, and just rested and slept pretty much all week. So it was pretty uneventful, kind of a bummer of a week, especially because Christmas was that Saturday, and we just literally laid in bed all day because we just didn't feel good and we had no energy still and we were just recovering. But anyways, there you have it. That was my chaos of trying to make frog legs and then making frog backs. With that being said, we'll see y'all next time.